David Wygant, 10-minute daily reality check, December the 29th. We are rolling to New Year's. Happy New Year for all of you. They're going to vanish and disappear and dissipate into the abyss called New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve means nothing. It's one night. I want you to get that out of your head. I will talk about it tomorrow. But you need to stop thinking that this is a great night where you're going to chase life, chase the year. That's what a lot of people do. They love to chase the year. I'm going to chase the year. I'm going to go find the best New Year's Eve party, and I'm going to make amends for really not truly connecting with people during the year. I'm going to go find the boyfriend, the girlfriend, the relationship, the friendships, and I'm going to make New Year's Eve so great that the year is going to go off on a bang. Means nothing, my friend. It's just a Sunday night. I could care less about it. It's amateur night. Always has been amateur night. Always will be amateur night. Always means nothing in the long run. The long run New Year's Eve means nothing. It's what you intend to do during the course of the following year. Day by day, every day is New Year's Day. Because if you think about it, every single day you have an opportunity to wake up every single morning and create a new version of you. You have that. You literally have that power. But yet most people spend so much of their time literally having Groundhog Day all over again. Have you seen the Bill Murray movie Groundhog Day, where you repeat the same day over and over again? Except Bill Murray in the movie got to repeat the same day over and over again, having the information that he could literally change that day because he knew it was going to happen every moment of every single day because it was the same day every single day. So he was able to change the outcome every single time to make that day work out perfectly. It's kind of like your life if you think about it. If you look at your life as a whole, and if you look at New Year's as a whole, and if you look at the fact that you're trying to make New Year's Eve something, you're trying to make intentions for next year and goals and everything else, do you realize that every single day truly is Groundhog Day? The same mistakes that you've made throughout 2017 will plague you in 2018. Unless you recognize these mistakes, unless you acknowledge the mistakes, unless you embrace the mistakes, and unless you learn from the mistakes. Because that's when things are changed, not because the clock strikes midnight on December 31st, 2017, which launches you to 2018, January 1. It doesn't make you a new person at all. It doesn't change the way you're going to be. You see, if you take a look at the mistakes you make on a daily basis, they repeat in different ways. Lessons show up in different ways. I've got a history of hiring people who don't do the things they need to do. Anybody else run a business? Anybody else know what that's like? Anybody else fully understand that? When you literally tell people the way you need things to be done, and they seem to do point A, point D, and point E, but they seem to skip B, D, and F, and C. So the other day, I was working with somebody. I spent probably 10 hours emailing back and forth, outlining things, going through things, going through what was important, going through what should be done. And then when they sent me the final document, guess what they didn't do? Some of the main points that should have been done. So when they sent the project and the report to the person who they sent it to, the person didn't respond the way that they were supposed to respond because the person who wrote the report did not include the things that I stressed to them over and over again that they needed to include. And I paid money for this. So when I sent them an email and said, well, gee, I wonder why they didn't respond the way they responded, is because you skipped some of the most important things that I stressed to you. And that, to me, is a big lesson. And I started looking at that. And a friend of mine, she literally said to me, she goes, no more. You don't need to do this anymore. It's another lesson. It's your final lesson. She gave me this incredible pep talk. And I listened to her immensely. And I thought to myself, you're fucking right. I don't need to do this anymore. As a matter of fact, I'm going to learn from this. So I literally got on my computer and I wrote an email to the person that did not do the report the right way, and I asked them why they skipped the things that they needed to skip and why they didn't do it the way I told them to do it. Because that's what my pattern has been. Getting people who do things halfway. I hire somebody, they do it halfway. They don't do it fully, they do it halfway. So I looked at myself, because the thing is, I watched myself, and I can't just say to myself, because the clock's going to strike midnight on December 31st, I can't say next year I want things to be done more thoroughly. That's great. That's a blanket statement. And if you make a blanket statement, the universe will hear the blanket statement. The universe will give you another blanket statement, and they'll give you the same thing all over again, maybe with different people, until you get specific and fully understand exactly why you're not doing the things you need to do or how you need to do it. Your outcome will never change. You can't blanket statement your life. You got to look at patterns. And when you look at patterns and you understand patterns, you'll literally be able to break those patterns every single time. This was my pattern breaker. I want all of you to look at the mistakes that you made in 2017. I want you to look at the mistakes that you made, and I want you to look at the underlying theme that has come up in these mistakes. And then I want you to recognize how each time you were given an opportunity to stand up for yourself, correct that mistake, you failed yourself. You can't blanket statement yourself and propel yourself into 2018. It doesn't work that way. Life doesn't work that way. Life is not going to happen that way. And the fact is, if you blanket statement yourself into 2018 is going to give you the same results as 2017. The same shit's going to happen to you. So I want you to look at specifics, why you did things, how the lessons showed up, and make a stand for yourself. Change your life. Because every single day is Groundhog Day. Every day the universe gives you the same lessons over and over and over again. And eventually you're going to finally say, fuck this, I'm done. I'm truly done. And life is a long process. I want you to look at 2017, and I want you to do a year in review and look at the ways you've also grown this year. Habits that you no longer are doing, or new habits that have formed because you finally embraced some of the lessons. The thing is, a lot of us want to make our lives changed immediately. We want to be exactly what we want to be, but we don't recognize that every little thing is a lot of growth. I look at some of my accomplishments this year, even though some things were tough, other things I stopped doing. Some old patterns and old beliefs disappeared this year. So it's another thing is self-acknowledging, acknowledging the fact that you've grown, acknowledging the fact that you have made these changes, and acknowledging the fact that you have evolved as a person. Give yourself some credit. Give yourself some due. And give yourself a pat on the back. And realize as you propel to 2018, look at your day-to-day lessons and literally see the pattern and break that pattern. Every time the universe gives you a lesson to stand up for yourself, take it. Because it will change the course, it will change the intent, and it will change the outcome. That's all I have. We're going under today, man. I've gone over on the 10-minute daily reality check. We're going under on the 10-minute daily reality check. And we are going to propel you to a brand new 2018. So come back tomorrow for some more kick-ass self-help that doesn't suck, and some more powerful messaging that will change your life and the patterns that you've put in. I'll see you tomorrow.